me. So there are attributes which becomes a part of that parts. Like I'll talk about like my body, my organ, my heart works differently, right? My lungs work differently. Every organ has a different function. Same way, my personality will be whole. It will not have a different function. It will have a different functions, but it will be as a whole. So what happens when your parts are created? When I'm talking about the example of Kiran Bhai, like when he was growing up, he had faced this. So his attributes are changed. The extroverted person become an introverted person, a shy person, and a person who's not comfortable with other people, who's not confident. So a part of himself tells him that I can't be comfortable with this guy, with others, with these guys. A part of me telling me that I should not speak to them because I'm not comfortable. Because I feel ashamed, I feel fearful, I feel angered that I'm not welcome here. So these are different fragments which are generated, right? So it's a lighter self and a darker self. Lighter self is whatever is already there. We are present with the lighter self. We are present with happiness. See, sorrowness needs a reason. Happiness does not need a reason. When we find a reason for happiness, it means that we are seeking something to get, that smile, that inner happiness. When we are in the consciousness, that inner happiness, the calmness, that what we call as shanti, that comes naturally. But this darker self, this darker portion, we develop along the way, or we carry from the past lives. If people believe in the concept of past life, we carry through that. Some phobias, some fears, some kind of, I will say, disease, or a kind of a mental disease. Some things we carry from the past life, that are essence or little bit essence left from the past life that we have lived. Not one past life, but the many past life that we have lived. So this is a light self and dark self. Lighter attributes of a personality that are visible to others, to the world or to loved ones. आपने सुना होगा लाइक 3 फेसेस होते हैं. एक एक फेस जो दुनिया को दिखता है, एक फेस जो हमारे लव वंस को दिखता है, और एक फेस जो सिर्फ हमको पता है. वो सेल्फ के बारे में किसी को नहीं पता. जो हमारे थॉट्स हैं, जो हमारे द थॉट्स वी हैव, द फीलिंग्स वी हैव, that shouts inside our head, we generally don't talk to other people about it, for the fear of judgment, the fear of getting, मैं अगर ये बोल दूंगी तो सामने वाले को कैसा लगेगा, like if I'm saying that I'm thinking this, the person will make fun of me. And the person who are confident that even the other person will make fun of me, I don't mind it, that person is able to share their darker self also very easily, because that person has overcome the concept of a fear of a judgment and a shame, mainly the shame that comes from this kind of judgment. Oh, ये इसके बारे में ऐसा सोच रही थी, इसके बारे में ऐसा सोच रही थी, this kind of stuff. So when I'll become a transparent, especially to people I love, also to the people I come in contact with, I become more confident, I become more fearless, because there is nothing to hide. When I have something to hide, I'll keep it with me. मेरे पास अगर मैं ट्रेन से जा रही हूँ और मेरे को 5 लाख रुपीज लेके जाने हैं, राइट? सो क्या होगा, 5 लाख रुपीज लेके जाऊंगी मैं, तो मैं fearful रहूंगी कि मैं कहाँ रखूं. Like my relatives, one of my mommy, she brought 10 tola of gold in train. If the other people are there, I've seen people, even sometimes I also get conscious, okay, I'm bringing this much, then I have to be really protective of it. What she did, she put that thing, that chain, inside a plastic box and inside a regular plastic bag. and she carried it like it's like a small it might contain clothes, or it might contain a artificial jewelry. She carried it like that and confidently. So no one will doubt. If if the more you get conscious, the more you get fearful, the people will get more. The people who want to take advantage of you will come more with force. She has something which I can get. She has that gold that I can get, because you are protecting that gold. You are hiding that gold, and you have a fear of losing it. So you will be like, I will keep this. I'll keep my head over it. I will sleep ना मैं ट्रेन में सोऊंगी ना तो मैं उसके ऊपर सर रख के सोऊंगी. It should not get lost. The way I'll be feel protective about it, and the way you take lightly, the way you take it very confidently, the more people will feel. Those who want to get it, like those who don't have it and they want to get it from others. Those who have a habit of, of kleptomaniac is a disease where people have a habit of stealing from other people or from the stores. There are certain celebrities who have this habit. It's a disease. They have a mental habit to steal. Means मैं ले लूं, like मैं यहाँ से उठा के ले लूं. That's a part of themselves who want something which is of others, which they feel that they don't have it and they want it. That comes from the strong sense of lack, that you don't have it. You consider a celebrity earning crores and millions of rupees on box office. There's an actress called Hollywood actress Winona Ryder. She has that disease. If I'm not wrong, she had that, and she was very successful in 90s. She has this habit of stealing. She got it treated because this will get landed you in a jail if you do that. Right? Someone will put you behind the bars. What they get thrill out of stealing from someone. So this is the dark self, a part of a darker attribute where they want to get it from others and get joy out of it. This is also a part of a sadist mentality where they get fun out of beating someone. They get fun out of seeing someone cry, seeing someone in pain. Because a darker part of themselves is telling that person is crying, it means somewhere I am getting happiness. A wrong sense of alignment, or a wrong sense of a judgment, a wrong sense of getting your morals, your where you are. And that comes when they are in contact with someone who has done something to them, where they see as someone getting happiness by harassing you, and you pick it up. If there was a survey of alcoholic dads, those son who have an alcoholic dad, there are higher chance of them turning into future alcoholic dad, because they have seen their dad doing this. You might be presuming that एक शराबी है और उसका उनके पापा ऐसे हैं और ऐसे इस तरह से करते हैं, उनकी मम्मी को बीट करते हैं. Then some people are very conscious that I'll be a good, but opposite happens most of the time. They inherit those attributes. They become what they hate. There are higher chances of you becoming something that you hate, because there is a strong or intense sense of energy diverted into it.
I have a question, Shika, here.
Yeah.
So it is mentioned like darker or a shadow attributes only known to us or even unknown to us.
This is the initial part. Initial part when fragmentation starts happening. Even sometimes we don't know how we are behaving, but our close one knows that we are angry on them. And then when it develops, it becomes much more what you call uh, it can go to a point of being a criminal. That darker parts of being develop so much that it overshadows the lighter self to the point that the person will become criminal, murdering someone.
So how will we realize that it is now known to us? मतलब मैं खुद के लिए मुझे कब पता समझ में आएगा कि ये जो मेरा साइड है, ये जो डार्कर साइड
हम्म
है मेरा, ये अभी डिस्कवर हुआ है मुझे, मतलब
उसके
कोई और।
लिए
हाँ।
उसके लिए डेली रिफ्लेक्शन करना पड़ेगा। आगे हम लोग उसी के बारे में करेंगे, आगे की स्लाइड्स में वही है।
ओके।
राइट नाउ वी आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट द बैड थिंग इज।
हाँ हाँ।
पहले मेरे को अगर डिसीज हो रही है, मुझे कुछ बुखार आ रहा है, फर्स्ट आई हैव टू फील इट that something is wrong, and I have to admit that something is wrong, and then I can go to a doctor for the treatment. But first, that kind of awareness I need to have, that I have a fever, and then I need to have an acceptance that I needs to get treated. You know, most of the people don't go to the hospital, don't go to the doctor. They have it on ego that how I cannot be treated at home. You've seen those people around you कि मैं खुद ट्रीट क्यों नहीं हो सकता, 2-3 दिन में ठीक हो जाएगा और मैं ठीक करके रहूंगा, मैं ये काढ़ा पीऊंगा, ये समटाइम्स दे टेक इट टू ईगो, right? And this is something where they need to have an acceptance that see, I'm not able to do that, my body is not able to take that, now I have to go to the hospital to get it treated, right? So that accept awareness and acceptance both comes into a play, and then action happens. And when they you take the actions, whatever the suggested actions are there, and that too you have to do repeatedly. एक बार मैं दवाई खाऊंगा तो ठीक नहीं होगा, डोजेज होता है, राइट? 3 दिन का, 5 दिन का डोज होता है, which I have to complete. So continuously I have to work on, take on actions of taking medicine 5 times for 5 days, then I get it treated,
ओके।
right? So go to
ये
the next slide.
यस यस, जस्ट वन क्वेश्चन, वन मोर, लाइक इसको हम हमारे रिलेशनशिप में कैसे देख सकते हैं कि दिस साइड ऑफ माई सेल्फ विच इज डार्क, विच इज शेडो,
Hmm.
how do I see in any relationship, like irrespective of relationship, just relationship में कैसे देख
Um,
सकते हैं कि हम, क्योंकि उसके वजह से शायद हम अगर नहीं देख पाए तो देन रिलेशनशिप माइट गेट माइट ब्रेक, कुछ भी हो सकता है फिर वैसा।
देखिए, रिलेशनशिप में ये कब इफेक्ट होगा, जब आपके अंदर से वो चीज निकलेगी। पहले अगर वो डार्कर सेल्फ है, पहले वो अगर थॉट लेवल पे है, फीलिंग लेवल पे है, there are levels through which particular thought comes, then it becomes feeling. Continuously having that thought becomes a feeling, then that feeling, continuous feeling becomes an action, and then it becomes a result, right? So TFAR. So that's how the process is. R is our result. The result comes into the action when interaction with other people. अब क्या होगा कि पहले तो मेरा रिलेशनशिप मेरे साथ है, I am living 24 hours with me, not with anyone else, right? I'm living in this body, I'm using my hand, I'm using my body, I'm using my legs. I am in consciousness, मेरी जो consciousness है वो ये body को use कर रही है. Just मेरी last breath होगी, consciousness छोड़ देगी ये body, and this body, someone will burn it, whatever it will do. This will become useless. So whatever I have is this for 24 hours, 24 cross 7 till number of years I'm living. सो पहले वो रिफ्लेक्शन हमको खुद को लाना पड़ेगा, वो हम लोग लास्ट में डिस्कस करेंगे। वो रिफ्लेक्शन के बाद आप अपने रिलेशनशिप देख लो कितने कौन से लेवल पे स्टैंड करता है, अपने आप वो डार्कर सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा है, आपका कौन सा रिलेशनशिप कैसा है। और बहुत बार तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, फीडबैक लेंगे सामने वाले से, एंड दैट ऑल्सो आई व्हेन कम्स टू अ रिलेशनशिप पार्ट आई डिस्कस दैट कि वो किस तरह से हम करेंगे, because there are certain things that we are going to interact with people to get the feedback of how I am as a person reflecting my darker side or darker self. I'll go to the next slide. Okay. So shadow self is a term was popularized by Swiss psychologist Carl Jung. Now, Carl Jung was very famous psychologist, and he has a tremendous research in human psychology. he has such a I will say such a or good amount of study and research he has done that we can evolve ourselves into a different person altogether with his studies. Coming back to the topic, he has developed this he has developed, coined this term, developed this theory, also the therapy based on this theory that we are going to do today. It comprises of a dark and unprocessed, sometimes unknown, deeply buried thoughts and emotion of our conscious and subconscious part of ourselves. So there are certain emotions that we can see that is coming from the day to day life. There are certain thoughts and feelings some person might have. Viral, by you had any this kind of feeling and sometime that this is something coming which is not related to my day to day life. Have you ever faced that in any phase of your life that everything is going good but something is missing?
Uh, yeah, I mean, quite often. So if you take one of this, let's say fear, uh,
Hmm.
I'll tell you last year when there was a layoff in my organization,
Hmm.
and actually I was not worried about it because I know it was coming,
Hmm.
and I started preparing upfront. So, better to prepare for the upcoming time.
Hmm.
So but the people around me, I mean, once they know that this has happened, they get some mentality like, what will happen? इसको तो निकाल दिया, अभी क्या करेगा? Job
Hmm.
मिल नहीं रहा है, market ऐसा है. But I was not fearful because I know that I'll be able to crack something and do something for myself. But
Hmm.
the thoughts of having that of other people, that they
Hmm.
are,
We are
uh,
full.
yeah, yeah. So that made me fearful. After 1 2 months, I did not care much about other people's thoughts, but
Hmm.
gradually it injected in me like a emotion that made me fearful. So, but yeah, I came out of it strongly, and then it's all okay now.
So, see, in this case, what happened? This was not part of your consciousness or subconsciousness. This part is coming from the not the conscious self, but the subconscious self, which we all are feeded with. If you
Yeah.
don't earn, if you don't have money, you don't want to cross the line of garibi. That's a tangible thing, right? The poverty line you don't want to cross. You have a
Yeah.
tangible things in market, in products, in your business, in your job. Whenever you're doing any your financial life, entire financial life, you have certain tangibles or certain marks where you can decide whether you are successful or not. I'm
Yeah.
earning this or this is my net worth. I'm successful.
Mm.
Your term that's right. Means there is certain thing that I can make a good use of
Yeah.
about a target line. Means
Yes.
there is a line where I have to achieve and I have to cross that. Or there is a line which I don't have to go below it.
Yes,
We
yes.
have
I mean, that kind of awareness that I'll be able to achieve that and maybe cross that line as and when, I grow and I go ahead with my career and personal life. I have that awareness. So, yeah, that is there.
So this is coming from where? This is coming from the subconscious of other people, and
Yes,
then coming to you through your consciousness, and
yes,
which is aligning with your subconsciousness because we all are fed with that.
yes,
कि
yes.
मुझे गरीब नहीं होना है मुझे certain things and that we all are aware of. We are all are fed from birth that this thing I don't want.
Correct.
Certainly don't want. And I don't want
Yeah.
to be homeless. रोटी
Yeah,
कपड़ा
I
मकान
know I don't want to get affected by these thoughts. I have that awareness in my mind, but still, sometimes things doesn't go the way you want. That
right.
fear is the first thing that goes into your mind, and
तो अगर उस टाइम पे कोई एक जन भी बोल देता ना क्या मैं तेरे साथ खड़ा हूँ कुछ भी हो तो योर फियर वुड हैव सब
yeah,
डाइड डाउन
Yes,
Whatever happen,
absolutely.
I'm with you. At least mentally, I'm with you. Even if I'm not financially with you, but mentally, I'm with you, so that I don't let you get down.
Yeah,
Right? So what happened? Other subconsciousness impact your consciousness, and it is resonating with your subconsciousness. So you're
yes,
deeper when these things happen. The layoff and not getting job, all those things happen. Your deep emotions get onto the surface. What is you're fed, especially the darker ones. In the phase
yeah,
of this uneasiness and discomfort, your shadow self come to the light and projects to every person in your life, especially to your spouse or your parents and your kids. They are the one impacting the most, right? So shadow self is, that's what we discussed, the emotions and thoughts related to sadness, anger, jealousy, fear, cruelty, and shame. So one of the aspect we discussed right now with Viral Bhai, fear we discussed. Same way goes with anger, jealousy, cruelty, and shame. Jenish, next slide. Yeah. So shadow ourselves. That's what we discussed in the start. What is self? How self is made up of lighter and darker parts, and how this consciousness comes with a lighter being, and how the darker selves are developed. Sometimes a darker self or our subconscious develop from the past lives, gets accumulated in our consciousness. So we are born with that. We have seen certain people who are very different from their parents or very different from their family. Like those people who are very pious, some say ना ये तो पंडित की family को belong करता है और इनका लड़का राक्षस निकला, kind of thing. No association with the parents or the family, entire family. The person is entirely different. और gangster के घर में police officer आ गए. So that strong attributes comes from the past life. So what is a self that we discussed? What happens? I'm talking about what happens in the sense, what is a self when it happens, when it breaks. That also we discuss. Why it breaks, that also we discuss. How discomforts creates this darker portions or darker side of ourselves and have a kind of a fragmentation. So how the whole ourself, you can see in the picture, right, in the presentation, how it's whole. And then it gets fragmented. So our self always function to protect. Now this whole, अब ये एग्जांपल मैंने पास्ट सेल्फ में लिया, पास्ट सेशन में लिया था, सॉरी, कि मैं theory of evolution, right? Theory of evolution was something that we all studied with Charles Dickens has given. कि हम लोग पहले सिंगल सेल थे, फिर डबल सेल हुए, फिर दैट water organism developed, and that organism will develop into a person who is a 4 lakh creature, then 2 lakh creature, and then uh, our Adi Manav that developed. Those people have developed the intelligence. That tail is also gone. The tail was used to balance the walking that a monkey had, right? That tail is also gone. And then they start walking. Then they develop the consciousness, and that brain developed. When their brain developed, they start to have a society. The first thing, when you are living in that era where you don't have buildings, where you don't have homes to protect yourself, you need to find something called cave. Those were called cavemen because they used to live in cave. Why? Because they want to protect themselves. अभी मैं हूं तो यहाँ पे शेर आके मुझे नहीं खाएगा, because we are living in a society, a gated community, right? A protected, very highly protected, very highly sheltered community, where even I'll talk about even a tiger will fear to come because the tiger will also get confused what is coming. There are trucks and there are so many things that are there. So I am, you all are protected. In earlier days, it was not like there were no buildings, nothing to protect. So they used to have various tools. They developed fire. They invented, not developed, but they invent. No, I will not say invented, but they find out how fire is there and how it works and how the fire protects them from the wild creatures. All this they are doing to protect themselves, to sustain this body. The longer I'm able to sustain this body, the longer I'm able to live. The longer I'm able to protect myself, the longer I'm able to live. That's for all the human being. If I don't know who have in our session has faced the earthquake in 2002, I think 2002 or 2004. There was an earthquake on 26th January, and we all ran to protect ourselves. That is a strong sense of protecting ourselves, also our family. Some people just ran from the house. Some people even forget their kids that they are there in the house. Because this is a strong sense of protecting this body in times of danger. And that's what our mind do. It protects our body and functions our body in a way that it gets protected. The blood circulates through our body. The heart pumps the blood throughout the body properly. Lungs are able to take the oxygen in our body. My eyes are able to see so that I can protect myself and don't, bash into something that I hurt myself. Constantly 24/7 till the last bit, I'm protecting myself. We all are doing that. And brain is doing unconsciously, consciously both. When we are sleeping, still we are able to sleep. There are people who are able to sleepwalk. I mean, not able to, but they are doing it as a disease because their mind is not able to control their limbs. Our mind is controlling our limbs. That's why we are at a stage where our hands and our legs are freeze. We are not moving, that we are not getting up and walking. Because sleepwalking is very dangerous. So our body is making us at a stage where we are protected. So our self protects ourselves, and when it protects, it tries to develop certain, what do you call, certain parts. The fear is generated, fear of danger. That fear will protect me. I'm using that fear to protect me, but now people are using that fear to do many things. That fear is driving them. Is driving their life. They are not, it is not making them free. The fear of just protecting myself from a wildlife creature, it has turned into something, into a race of earning money in terms of making myself pressurized to the point that certain people have become depressed. Certain people have become restless. They are not able to sleep properly because 24/7 they are thinking about their survival.
Some people, they think also to dominate, right? Not just survival. Like
Yeah, that's the another
Ambani's.
thing. That's also a part of something they are protecting themselves. Right?
Yeah.
Those who are dominating, they are dominating because they are thinking the other person will dominate and harm them. They have strong sense of that, and they don't want that. So they, what they do, they try to dominate them because other person don't dominate me, don't control me. Means if they control me, they will do something which is harmful to me or to my personality or to my being. So I will not give them chance to do that. So this is also a part of protection, but to the point that it is turning into a darker self or a darker habit, I'll say. Because it has, see, Jenish, you were asking, right, that how we'll know that darker self is. So you have seen that certain people you have hear that our father is dominant, our mother is dominant. So that is a darker self which develop into a point that the person has become dominant.
So
Especially it comes to the people who are not able to control certain life situations where are out of their hand. Yes,
so
Jenish, you were saying something.
इसमें ऐसा है कि the other person will see first the darker self. मतलब अभी जैसे मेरे साथ जो कोई रह रहा है, right, if I'm
हाँ.
with the friends at hostel or somewhere
Hmm.
bachelors, so I can
Hmm.
be first like to see the darker side of my friend. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, but first I should know what this darker self means. मुझे वो पहले
That's what I told you. That will come with awareness.
अवेयरनेस वो मुझे होनी चाहिए पहले, क्योंकि फर्स्ट आई हैव टू नो अबाउट माई सेल्फ के आई ऑल्सो हैव दिस
You
साइड.
have to be aware of what is going inside our body.
हाँ.
What are my thoughts? What my feelings? Because first it will thoughts and feelings, and then it will be in action and then result. So from other people, how will know? They will know from my action. Action is the way I'm speaking, how I'm speaking, and how I'm behaving. But it has already crossed two stages, thoughts and feelings. If I'm not catching them at thoughts and feelings, yeah, Viral bhai.
On the same line, I always think that the people who often take a big step like suicide and all, right? What must have been going through that mind before doing that, taking that step? So that sometimes makes me uncomfortable that why people do such things and what, even though they are self-aware and they know about them very well and they do such things. So what can be the cause of this action?
I think it's three reasons. One is lack of resources they have to continue, or no purpose in life, or embarrassment, or
No,
something like that.
there are certain things which are beyond this. This is a very sensitive topic actually, because I can relate to this because at one point of time I had this feeling of not continuing this life.
Even though we have everything and we have
Yes.
enough
You
resources
have
or
enough resources, you have everything, but still you don't feel life worthwhile.
Yeah,
Even if
lack of
you think
purpose in
you're,
life. Lack of
yeah, even
purpose.
you have a purpose, but there are certain things that are not in our control. That's not in control, but that I don't want to live. I don't want to experience. Because whatever purposes I've set, I've already achieved. And I can see that if I have this purpose, there is nothing, I don't find it meaningful. I don't want to go into that zone to make you people realize how that person is, but I can give you a glimpse of it. When the person is deciding at a point to see fan as not something which provides air, but also something which can take your life, it means that person has already gone into that zone. And when person enters in that zone, there are so many factors. As Ashwin said, that lack of resources and all those things. Those are material things. Some people do it when they don't have enough materials, when they are not able to achieve their targets, they are not able to achieve their goals. I've seen someone in my college taking their life who was way in our college is famous for suicides because every year one suicide happens. Because for them, academics and that result getting detained is much more shameful than continuing this life and facing the embarrassment of being detained for 1 year. That person was very lively. That person who took his life was, if someone said no, that there is a probability, some people say, there is a diameter or a range when the person will be able to say that this person has a higher probability of taking a life. People can feel it. He was the person on last end of the that range, because no one can sense that this person can take his life. He was just a jolly, just a giving person who was always smiling, always. When I heard it, I could not believe it. I could not believe it for half day. And we had our vivas on that day he took his life. And one of our batchmates in another branch, they have took his body. They have taken down his body. You see, we were like 18, 19 years old, and we have that those one of my friends have seen that his body. What kind of impact they had? They could not believe. We could not believe. There was a viva going on. They had two viva. In the first viva, it was very tough. People were still able to answer. In the break, they went to the hostel, boys' hostel. They came to know all these things, and they came back. And the second viva was very easy, but still people were not able to utter a word because of they have seen this. And the faculty is able to sense that. They asked, what is going on? There is, I can sense that something is wrong. You guys are not even uttering a word. Then they told the reality that this has happened, and so the other person, the faculty itself passed them all, because he understood what kind of mental state they are all in. So some certain times it's shame, it's fear, it's anger of not able to live your life the way you want, freedom you want. Also, certain times it's not just a lack of purpose. Even you have a purpose, you find it meaningless. That purpose you find it meaningless. That even if I achieve that purpose, it will not do something great, or it will not have a greater impact. Even if I have a greater impact, you find that people are worthless. That even if they go to a point where they feel like that even if I do this thing for this person, this all are worthless. This is meaningless. Uh, I'm lost at words, because that stage is something where you freeze actually. You don't have any thoughts. You can only see that life is worthless.
It is also because of lack of awareness.
No, they are aware. They are fully aware. They feel like this body is not enough to continue. We'll born and again with a different body, with a great body. Some people, you have heard term euthanasia. Is something where person has decided to take their life medically. People who are longer in coma, people who are on bed for several years, people who are in severe pain and can't continue their life, they legally request to court to take their life, means medically administer them, inject them with a poison which will slowly and painlessly take their life, because they don't want to continue in this body, because there is no hope, because there are still certain diseases there is no cure. So in that sense they feel like they make a peace. They are now very aware. Now they are accepting that I don't want to come. That comes with an acceptance that I don't want to continue in this body. I will take next birth or whatever next lies. I want to leave whatever it is as of now, and whatever will happen will happen. But this is not continuing worthwhile, because this body is not serving its purpose.
There are multiple reasons.
Yeah, there are multiple reasons. And mainly it derives from the fact that all majorly who take their life, all feel one emotion, that the life is worthless. Either they don't have this thing, they don't have health, they don't have mental well-being, or they don't have, means there are certain kind of disease they have, there is certain kind of lack of resources like finances, and sometimes you have everything but you feel like this life is not worthwhile. You have everything, you're materially very sound, you have kids, you have a goal like targets to achieve, we don't feel motivated to do. In that sense, and this is also a end point of this. uh, I'll not say end point, because when next life occurs, the same projections you take on to the next self, next life, next self which develops. So there is some work which needs to be done. When the person reaches to the point, they have to admit first, they have to be aware that this is going on, and then they have to accept that now the work needs to done to undo all those things which is going to happen. Like if you are feeling lack of motivation, you need to find out what is happening in your life as of now, which is generating this lack of motivation. Then you have to find a smaller doses of motivation which sustains you, and then you have to achieve a target to achieve bigger motivation. But that comes with awareness. Again, those who take their life with full awareness, they've accepted that they can't sustain this life. They can't live life normally as a normal person. So in those cases, I'm not no one to judge. I'm not able to pass a judgment on this, but I feel if they are not comfortable or they are not feeling that this life they will be able to, is there any hope like after 10 years ago a person will wake up and then able to live? There is no guarantee actually. After 10 years some medical discovery will happen and they will find a cure. There is no hope, there is no surety to it. So person request government to take their life, to inject them with poison. They feel like this is a better way. Anyone has ever watched Guzarish? It's a
Yes.
movie starring
Hrithik
Hrithik Roshan
Roshan.
and Aishwarya Rai. You should watch that movie to understand its depth. There is a point where a fly is flying on his face. He's paralyzed from neck down. That fly is there. He's not even able to move with that fly. हमारे मुंह पे मच्छर आता है तो हम लोग कैसे फटाफट करते हैं? वो अपना हाथ नहीं घुमा सकता मच्छर को हटाने के लिए. This is just a small thing. You realize how irritating it is and how he was living this. मैं हाथ नहीं हटा पा रही हूँ मच्छर को हटाने के लिए, हाथ चल ही नहीं रही. The neck down is everything is paralyzed. The person gets so frustrated, then it's very good acting. I will say hats off to him in this project, in this movie. He laughs. He feels so helpless that laugh is that smile is of helplessness. Now I can't do anything. Like 10 minutes that fly is going on his face. मक्खी घूम रही है 10 मिनट से face पे. Ultimately he smiles. He laughs.
Chika, hello. What
Yeah.
about phases when you cannot understand what you are lacking? Maybe not to an that extreme point of like life is worthless, but
Hmm.
in your day-to-day life, for now, example, I have a job,
Hmm.
everything at home is well settled right now.
Hmm.
Like whatever things I was tensed about are now at a very normal state. But
Hmm.
still I feel like I'm not happy, or maybe I'm missing something. Not to a point like life is worthless, but something is missing. And I'm just not happy with everything I have what I want, but I'm still not happy. It's like there's some lack, or I am not where I'm meant to be.
Then you have to go back. See, this is very huge question. If I give you something like, it's not something that you go to a doctor and the doctor gives you a medicine and then you start your treatment and ultimately it will resolve. This is not like that. This is something where a daily inspection is needed. At the end of the session, we are going to have certain, I'll say certain questions that I will ask you where you need to reflect upon. So if you are not happy, you have to go back to the moments where you were actually happy. What you were doing during that time, what you were experiencing, what kind of emotion. Even if you can't label it as unhappy. Like you had a pure joy or you were laughing. You know, happiness is also having a range. Laugh, happy, joy, smile. There are so many ranges of happiness. Even if you can't literally come to a point where you can jot down the exact feeling, you have just term it as happy. Go back to incidents of your life where you were actually happy and why you were happy and what is happening with you. These three things. Why, what, and when. And what actually you were doing, why you were happy, and what kind of emotions you were going through.
We can do
I was,
journaling.
yeah, Janish.
We can do journaling of
Yeah, we can do
outlook.
journaling. Journaling is the best way to do for this awareness exercise that will come as a part of our homework.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll give you one example. I was very happy. That might help you to understand where you can go back. I have worked my ass off. I am using these words, but I've worked my ass off to pass, to get very good grades in 12th. To the point that I have an elder brother, and he has always been a topper. And I wanted to be a person where I can at least equate his marks in 12th, or at least a marks where I can stay into the city I have been brought up. I don't have to change the city. I have to change the city ultimately, but that's not the what we are talking about. But I wanted to have a marks where I can get into admission a good college where it's a respectable marks to even say that I have a brother whose sister has done this. And when I had a result, my brother has come with me. When he saw my mark sheet, he started jumping. And I I don't have words actually to describe. And this is I'm talking about many years ago. And when still I see that memory, I cry. Actually, those tears are tears of happiness. And when I see him cry, and he says that you beat me, तो मुझसे भी आगे निकल गए, and that's a genuine happiness and concern that your brother has for you, and you made him proud. So that's a different feeling actually. Right now also I'm tears have just welled up because I was so happy. I was so proud. So that was one of the most I'll say one of the top memories that I was actually happy, very happy, very proud. All my late nights, all my 16-hour study for a month as all has come to a fruition. Like my entire year has come to a fruition. I feel like that I made it. Not because of the marks, because of something, but because my parents and my brother were proud of me. So yeah.
People take a lot of photos for memories these days, but these are the actual memories that matters.
Yeah, and I don't have photos because we didn't have mobile that time with photos. We had that Nokia. So this is priceless. This is something which
Stays with you, yeah.
yes, it stays with you. So Asham, can you pronounce your name? I might pronounce it wrong.
Asavari.
Asawari, you understood, right?
Yeah, I have that kind of memory, but I try to relate it sometimes, but most of the time I cannot. It was when I we were on a company trip
Hmm.
to a nearby place, and everyone, the entire office was playing in a pool, and I
Hmm.
was just playing ball with playing throw ball with everyone. playing in the water, and I was just happy. And it was just, there was a very strong feeling of, yeah, everything's okay.
You feel like a child playing in the field, in the park, right? And the water
Yeah,
park.
but that was the last time I actually had a break. And after that point, even small things, even small joys don't feel that joyous.
Hmm.
Now I tend to have a eating disorder. I overeat. I tend to overeat a lot.
Okay.
And what you this tell you about how the cycle goes every time.
Hmm.
I'm doing work. I feel now in office. I keep telling myself that I'm incompetent, that I can't
Hmm.
do this. I'm not worth uh, doing this work.
Hmm.
And then I come home. I sink in that feeling. I tend to eat whatever I can to
Hmm.
stuff that feeling down. And
Hmm.
then I'm in regret because I'm trying to lose weight. And because of this overeating thing, I can't lose weight. I'm full.
Hmm.
I can't even move because my tummy is so full.
Hmm.
And I go into guilt and regret. That cycle tends to keep going on.
See, you are, I will not say halfway through, but at least you're 10-20% through, because you are now really aware of what is actually happening. Now only it's a matter of a habit to break that cycle. Somewhere you need to break it. So we will hold on to this thought of incompetence and what you are telling to yourself. Write down incompetence and the statement you are telling inside your head in a diary right now. Note it somewhere. Janice, next slide. Yeah. So uh, we are going now to shadow work. We understand now. We will understood what shadow is. Um, Neeta ma'am, you say what shadow is when you hear a shadow, what it means when you first time hear it for the session. What you thought is shadow is.
Shadow is like it are the thoughts uh, that stays with you only.
Hmm.
You know that this is the part that you yourself aware, and maybe you are hiding yourself, or you are not. Uh, you know actually, but you don't express it. So that is the
Okay.
shadow.
And first time when you hear shadow, you understood its meaning. What was the meaning? How it was explained into the school, or when you read shadow?
I never heard that because this is the
Hmm.
first session for me. But
Okay.
shadow has a different meaning for me. But now the meaning you added is like
Now,
different one.
that's what I'm asking. What meaning you had earlier? That's
Yeah,
what I'm
earlier
asking.
is yeah, shadow is like the the part that the shadow is the part that runs behind us.
Hmm. And when it comes,
When
when
it
you
yeah, that is in school. Na we learn like the pachayo, so like that.
हाँ 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 हाँ
That is the only meaning I have.
हम्म અને ક્યારે
And
પડછાયો ક્યારે આવે means when it comes
so
લાઈટ પડે ત્યારે આવે ને
हाँ, yes.
अंधारा में देखा है तुमने परछाई?
ना देखा, yes.
ना देखा है?
Light.
So last session we discussed ke when sun in previous time we used to measure time with sun clock. Sun clock is a clock where from the shadow we used to determine what time it is. So maximum it was during sunset and sunrise, and minimum it was during afternoon when it is on my head at 12 o'clock. There is no shadow, right? There is no parchai. And there is no parsha in the night as well. So I will compare that in a life when I have optimal pain. Optimal pain is a pain which I can bear. A pain of like losing a job, a pain of losing, not feeling yourself, a pain where I can bear it. Sometimes the pain becomes unbearable, like losing your parent, losing your partner, losing your kid. That's an unbearable pain. Or sometimes losing your best friend. There are certain pains which are unbearable. So what happens? There is no parchai because your parchai merged with you.
Okay.
That happens in total darkness or too much light. Too much light is at 12 o'clock, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I can't see my shadow because my shadow is merged with me.
Yes. Perfect.
And in a dark, I cannot see myself. Shadow to dur nahi baat hai. In night, I'm not able to see myself. I'm not able to see other people. I'm not able to see myself. So shadow to dur nahi baat hai. Right?
Yes.
So what happens in that kind? The shadow will merge with me. I'll become a shadow. Have you seen certain people who are always sad, who are always angry, who are always irritated? Now, I have a bitterness regarding certain people or certain places or certain incidents. But am I a bitter person?
No.
Like I'm sounding a bitter person during the session or insulting someone time to time or something like that. But you have seen in your life or somewhere that the person itself become bitter. Not particular situation or particular scenario, but the person has become bitter. Because that shadow has overtaken the dark has overtaken the light. It's complete disbalance.
Yes.
To the point that certain people are angry, they are angry with everyone they are meeting. And the other person will be like, what did I do wrong? Why the person is angry with me? Right? Because that person itself has become that person. And I feel like the person is angry with themselves as well, somewhere. And that anger is projecting to other people who are around him or her.
Yes.
That anger will be anger of not reaching their goal, not reaching the dreams they want to achieve, not reaching or getting the things they wanted on the time they wanted. The anger of not living the life they want. And mostly this anger or irritated things will be in the people, old people. Because they have lived their life and most of them have lived their life the way they wanted, but they are not able to live. Mostly I've seen with the grannies, Mami, Masi, I will not say, but I will not say even my nani, but certain nani, dadi, some people I've seen, they have become bitter somewhere. Some people have become bitter. They get angry very easily. जैसे हम तो ऐसे करते थे, आप लोग ऐसे कर रहे हो. Why you're doing like this? It has to be done in this way because they want certain things in certain way, and they did it. They were in the kitchen for like entire day. और वो बोलेंगे आजकल की लड़कियां तो आलसी हैं. Right? Because they had very different definition they were lived with. There were different expectation. There was different age. And And they have not seen that now woman is considered a human. Woman is human. They have their own dreams, they have their own aspirations. And when they live their life fully, and if they have a partner who can support them, they both can live life wonderful. No one can even imagine that kind of life. When both the person who are living together are living their dream. Not one has to compromise for their dream and the other person is living their dream. That person who has compromised their dream will always be bitter. And most of the ladies are because they
Yes.
were not able to live what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, coming back to the slide. So, we
So
have.
what actually, whatever you said, na, so this is the most important one is the best way to see a shadow is between two extremes. One is where the light is maximum, you can't see your shadow, and one
Mm,
is the
like
uh,
not present.
what do you say? Yeah,
Mm,
the optimal pain or something that you what
mm.
you are. So these are the this two
Ends.
extremes, and in between is we have opportunity to see what is our shadow. So
Yes.
yeah, great.
Even at the end, we had opportunity.
Yeah.
But the person has to be aware.
Yes.
Like even people, when someone in your family dies or in close one dies, you have seen that there is a process, 13-day process, right? 13वीं होती है, 12वीं होती है. That 13-day process is there. That process is something which makes you aware that the person has gone.
Yeah.
And burning their body is the first sign of letting go of that person. The person is no longer present physical,
Yes.
right? And when that person burns and goes away, um, I've seen my nani when she died. I've seen the body is called body. She's no longer my nani. The people were calling the body, and I was telling a nani that please wake up. But I could see she was not there. Only body was there,
Mm.
right? So when this thing happens, you realize that the person has gone, no more physically present.
Yeah.
Physically
Accepting the
only body
reality
remains,
basically.
right? And when it goes, um, see, even if I'm crying, I'm not afraid. I can cry in front of anyone. I can cry in front of 100 people because I am not ashamed of my emotions. It's
Mm.
something because I'm a human and it will come.
Yes.
And if someone shames me, I'm okay also with that. I will not get shamed.
Mm.
There are certain things that we need to make peace with. And even if we can't make peace with, that we need to be aware that this will continue.
Yes.
See, I can't bring my nani back, but I miss her. I can't do anything with that.
Mm.
But I made a peace that she will not come back. Maybe she's living somewhere else and living a better life because she was not well, she was not able to walk. Maybe now she will have a legs where she can walk, or where she has become he, or where she has lived in very dire circumstances. Like she has faced a poverty. She has faced it on first hand.
Mm.
Maybe she now is in better place where she is having a great life. Maybe she is a
Yeah.
child of a millionaire, or somewhere she's a better life. I'm imagining a good scenarios for her, so to make me understand that she, wherever she is, she's at a better where she was.
Yes.
At least she's not living with the pain she had.
Mm.
So we can live with the part that we have to be comfortable. We can't be comfortable, but we still need to be okay with it. I'm okay with missing her because she was part of my childhood. She was part of my adulthood. She was part of me where I come from her blood to blood. Like she's my mother's mother. She will always be my nani. And see, I might have kid in future, and that kid will also have a kid. I might not able to see that kid, but we had a relation of that blood, right? So
Mm.
even though I can't physically outlive it, but I had that consciousness, that connection with that person.
Hmm.
So I made a peace with that. That I had a great childhood. I had great grandparents, especially I didn't have Nana or Dada with me, but I had something, I had someone of previous to previous generation where I understood their perspective and their upbringing and understood what they have gone through and what their morals and values are. And I'm happy that I had that thing in my life. Many people didn't have. And those who have, they know the value of being with them. Right? So coming back to the slide. Now we are Janish, can you go to the slides, all the slides, like till last slide? So we know how, like 9:24, okay. Okay, avoiding shadow, confronting the shadow, time out. Okay. So after 10 minutes, we will have a break. Then for 5-10 minutes, you can come back with the exercise that we have left off. We had entire 1 hour on the previous session. So yeah.
Necessary. This was good. Revision was good.
Yeah. So we'll move forward with darker emotions, negative thoughts, and separate self. Everyone had a birthday party and that they can see balloons, right? Asavri, you are there.
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
So I'm asking you a question. Whenever a birthday party is there, you've seen balloons, right?
Yes,
So you know that there are two different balloons: the balloons with air and balloons with water. If balloon with the air you fill with water, it will blast,
right.
right? उसमें पानी नहीं भर सकते हम लोग, जो हवा वाला होता है, पानी भरेंगे तो फट जाएगा. So you
Mm-hmm.
have filled something inside that balloon which is not compatible with it,
Mm,
and it blasted,
right.
right? So you yourself is a balloon and you have filled yourself with the darker emotions, much more darker emotions like anger, fear, and jealousy. What will happen? You will burst one day.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Nita ma'am, if balloon ને હું બહુ હવાથી ભરું તો શું થાય એક point પર? Like if I fill balloon with too much air, what will happen?
It will also burst.
Right? So if I'm feeling myself with the negative thoughts constantly, like Asavri is saying that constantly I'm saying that I'm not worth, I'm not a worth, what eventually happen? Even if it is not truth, it will happen. I will not worth, I'm not able to do anything, right? Because I'm constantly saying that to myself. And saying to myself, the other people will start saying one day.
Yes.
So this is a negative thoughts. If I'm feeling myself with negative thoughts, I will also burst at one point of time. Now, if I have to, balloons are most of the time to burst it, right? So what kids will do, they will burst it with their hand or with their, they will play so that it will burst, right? So whenever you, someone in around you or somewhere you're living with, if some other person, some entity is trying to suppress you, आपने सुना होगा कि स्प्रिंग को जितना दबाओगे उतना उछलेगी, राइट? जितना भी दबाओगे वो ऐसे, जितना भी स्प्रिंग दबाओगे ना उतना ही उसका वो उछलने का होगा. वैसे ही मैं अगर ये दबाऊंगी बलून, व्हेन इट विल, आई विल प्रेस इट, it will burst. When someone will suppress me, I will also burst. So someone, so it is a suppressed self. Someone will try to suppress me. एक डायलॉग है कि इतना भी मत डराओ कि डर खत्म हो जाए, right? So when someone suppresses you, go to a point that you are no longer yourself. You will not be a same person.
Yes.
You will become a much darker person, much demonic, I'll say, point where you want to kill the other person. Literally will not kill because you have that control on yourself. Some people even go to the point of killing someone, right? People do it in form of self defense, or in form of where the other person, like in cases where husband beats a wife, what happens? To a point that the wife almost dies. Sometimes in protection, the person becomes so angry that the person is suppressed for so many years, the person will take the life of the other person. Sometimes it's justified and sometimes it's not justified.
Mm.
Because the person is suppressed so much that person wants to kill other people. Thoughts will come to them. Now it has not come to action, but still it is at a point, at a stage of thought. कि मैं इसको मार दूं. Right? So this is a part of a shadow work where we will work with emotions, negative thoughts, and suppressed self. This all three will come a part of shadow work, where we are dealing with emotions, where we are dealing with negative thoughts, and where we are dealing with suppressed self. Go to the next slide. Balance and power. So, Asavri, this question is to you. When a small puppy is there, right? And someone is trying to beat that puppy, like, shoo away or beat that puppy, what do you feel inside?
Like, why are they troubling that puppy? Like, you might have not done anything to them. They're just doing it because it gives them a sense of power.
And you
Because
feel
that
angry,
puppy
right?
will not hurt. Yeah. But
Most of the time we feel that anger because there is a strong sense of justice inside of us. We don't want anyone to get harmed, even ourselves, for the wrong reasons. If anyone, like the small puppy, I'm just giving you an example of a small puppy. Instead of small puppy, any girl is there or any boy is there. If that boy is getting beaten up for no reason, you will get angry. Or you will have a thought that why the person is getting beaten up because without his fault.
actually, uh, Shikha, I don't get emotions like that anymore.
Okay.
I don't get angry. Like, even if I see someone who is struggling, or
Even if you don't get
suppose
angry, you feel irritated, right? Irritation does come to you.
I don't feel anything.
Okay.
Um, the other day I was driving my bike and
Hmm.
मेरे सामने वाले दो जन जा रहे थे, एक ने उसको किसको कट मार दिया और वो गिर गया.
Hmm.
एंड इट लाइक मैंने ब्रेक दबाया एंड आई वाज जस्ट इनफ कि
Hmm.
मैंने किसी को ठोका नहीं, बिकॉज
Hmm.
आई ब्रेक सो हार्ड. एंड दैट वुमेन स्टार्टेड yelling at that other guy कि आपने कट मारा वगैरह वगैरह. एंड आई जस्ट डिडंट फील एनीथिंग. आई डिडंट इवन हेजिटेट. मैंने बाइक लिया और मैं चली गई अपना.
Okay, but the thought that came with you कि at least मैंने ब्रेक मारा, मेरी तरफ से कुछ नहीं हुआ, right?
हाँ.
This itself is a strong sense of justice. You don't want to do good bad to others, and also you don't want to see bad के something bad is happening. Like you are not at a point where you don't see it, but there everywhere we have that thought of justice in the sense that at least I don't do a bad, or at least something bad is not happening. And if bad is happening, like everyone wants rapists to be hanged.
Yeah.
Everyone. There is no one on this earth who don't want this punishment for a rapist. Because we want, बोलते ना, an eye for an eye will make whole world blind. Right? It means कि मैं आंख के बदले आंख. This is a form of they are using it for non-violence. कि अगर वो मुझे मारता है मैं उसको मारूंगी तो पूरा लाइफ वो हो जाएगा, क्या बोलते हैं, पूरी वर्ल्ड ऐसा हो जाएगा कि there is no place. If someone takes my eyes and if I take their eyes, the whole world will become blind, right? But why it will come that I want to take their eyes and I want to do this because I want to equalize this. I want to equalize this, what has happened. I want to balance it out. I want to balance something wrong has happened with a punishment. That's why we have law and order. We, as a civil society, as a part of, we are not living in a tribe. We are living in a society where we have a law and order, where everyone has to function within a certain things. I can't go and steal something. If I go and steal something, I will be jailed. There are certain things I will be punished for, because there is a law and order. If law and order is not there, there will be complete chaos.
Right.
If there is no punishment for stealing something, then I will not be safe. My money is not safe at my home. What I'm wearing is not safe. Because there are certain people who will still not do bad things, even if it is not under law, because it's their consciousness. But certain people who have overshadowed that darker self, or who has this kind of no morals, what will happen to them? They will do these things because there is no punishment for that. And for those
There are
people,
no
we need to have law and order, right?
Right.
If you don't have punishment for death for people who murder other people, then people will go on killing other people. They are saying na, that you have heard dialogue, मैं इसको इसलिए नहीं मार रही because मुझे जेल हो जाएगी, वरना कब का मार दिया होता. Certain means for them the restriction is a law. The restriction is not their self. Actually, the restriction should be the self, not the law, not the other person or other party or other government who is judging them. Right? So coming back to the slide, we always have this strong sense of justice, strong sense of equalizing things. When something goes wrong, we always want to equalize it with something. If murder has happened, we have to have a death sentence. If someone has steal something, they have certain fine or certain period of imprisonment happen for that person. We always want that equalization, and it always there inside our head as well. इसने मुझे इससे बात की ना, मैं नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं इससे ऐसे बात करूंगी. इसने ये किया तो मैं ये करूंगी. We want to balance it out. Every time in our relationship, we are doing it every day. We are doing it. And every time those thoughts are continually going in our head. Coming back to the slide, so lighter self is known and highly exposed to the world that we have seen, while internal world is not open. The internal world is मेरे दिमाग में thought आ रहा है कि मैंने इसको गला दबा दूंगी. This is my thought, this is my internal world. We all have that internal world that we are living in, where we have this kind of thoughts and feelings. No one knows that. If the person who's able to, there was one Gujarati movie, I don't know Hindi movie is there or not, where a person can listen to someone's thought. A person, there is one Gujarati movie, फक्त महिलाओं માટે. In that lead hero is able to listen to all the thoughts of all the women which are around him. Any woman, na, he's able to, first of, he's listening that someone is saying something to them. Then they are saying that they are not moving their lips, they are not saying something. Then he realized that he is able to listen their thoughts of every woman which are going around him.
Yes, there's a Marathi movie as well.
Okay. So see how this thing happened. When you're able to listen their thoughts, you're able to see that person very completely differently, right?
Right.
And there is a strong sense of judgment also arise. And judgment is always there. See, the balance, whenever this balance is there inside of us, judgment is always there. Not other people, we are judging ourselves as well. We are judging everyone in our life, including ourselves. Sure, Ashwin. So chances of higher level of disbalance, instability. Balance brings stability. Stability creates a strong foundation, which ultimately serves ground for power and power in self and relationship. So this means whenever you have a balanced thing, whenever you have a balanced personality, when your account balance is balanced, it has money, there is a stability. When your mind is stable, there is a strong sense of stability inside your home. When people around you, are stable, there is strong sense of good relationships. And that good relationships again generate a strong sense of stability. So when the chances of higher level of disbalance and instability are there, when your inner world have darker thoughts, much darker thoughts, so there is a disbalance. When that disbalance happens, your stability, your mental stability first goes. When your mental stability goes, everything goes down slowly and gradually. Physical instability happens. Physical instability, I'm talking about disease happens. Then it turns into a financial instability, because first the disbalance and instability has happened in mental space. Slowly and gradually it will have disbalance and instability in every phase of your life. Where it will start with a thought, then feelings, then actions and result. Balance brings stability. Stability creates a strong foundation. So that's what we discuss. If I have balanced thoughts, I will have balanced personality. If I have balanced personality, the people who are interacting will have a balanced atmosphere. They feel that balanced atmosphere around me when they are interacting with me. And this balanced thing will create a power. See, mental stability, physical stability, all stability is there. Then I have a power to do something in my life. Create a career or create a good family life or create whatever I want in my life. And that power is we all want power. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about satta. I'm not talking about power of government or all those things. I'm talking about the normal power or energy that we have that we need for day-to-day life. Much required in today's space, or today's day-to-day life. Going to the next slide, Janish, next slide. Avoiding a shadow. So go to the next slide. And go to the next slide. Okay. Go back. So we will discuss this 2 slide. After that, we will time out. And whatever assignment I've given in the previous session, that homework that you guys need to do. And then after coming from the break, we will have that exercise. Okay. So avoiding the shadow. We always want to avoid something which is not pleasant to us. We always want to avoid feeling angry, right? And that makes us more angry. Janish, do you have any friends or anyone you interacted, you feel very irritated or very like, Amaro magaj khai jaise ke something like that, this will, eat up my mind. You have any person like that in your life?
Sometimes, not every time I think.
So what do? You avoid or what you do?
No, I still attend that.
Attend that, but you try to minimize the interaction, right?
No, I still go through it. But I know that it's irritating, but I still
Balancing it, yeah.
Yes. But generally, what we do, we avoid people or circumstances which are not pleasing to us. We want to minimize that. Janish is doing because Janish is feeling that the other person will feel bad. He has that consciousness. He's doing that out of consciousness. Most of people don't do it. They want to feel good most of the time. That what Asavri pointed out, right? That she want to feel good, and that feeling of goodness is not coming because she's avoiding, she's not facing something which is bad or something which we need to accept. So we all avoid. We avoid it through various ways. We have various coping mechanism to avoid it. Asavri has mentioned that she feel incompetent and she's overcoming with overeating. She overeats. She feeds herself because she want to compensate that with this thing. We always feel something lack, na? We want to feel that. We want to feel that void. It's with something. Food is something tangible. Money is something tangible that we can see and we want to fill it up. Those who have felt that poverty in early phase of their life, they have a constant need of earning. They will not rest till they die. They will always be conscious about money. They will be always be conscious about how they are spending money, even it is 1 rupee. And now that 1 rupee has no value, we all know that. In 1 rupee, we used to buy so many things. And if I remember, I have bought a vanilla ice cream in 5 rupees. Now, if I go, I hardly get a dairy milk out of it. Ice cream, forget. You will not get 5 rupees ice cream. Means vanilla ice cream will not get. It will not be below 20 as of now. The price of milk is 5 rupees. Now the rupee has no value. But still they will be concerned for that 1 rupee because they have struggled for 50 paisa in their life. So for them, 1 rupee is a big deal till now. So coming back to how we are avoiding it. So fear, conditioning, and avoidance. How we avoid the shadow. Fear of facing uncomfortable emotions. I don't want to face uncomfortable emotions because facing that or being in that space, I talked to you about like being in a phase where I felt helpless in my life, where I felt that life is not worthwhile. No one wants to feel that way. They want to suppress this feeling with something other in the life. They want to escape this life. I used to do that. I used to watch movies or used to watch series or something like that. And I used to watch so much that, I have no time to think about other things. That's escaping life. That is escapism. I am not dealing with this emotion, right?
Yeah, I've done that.
So you are able to relate to this, right?
The reality doesn't feel interesting or
Yes, it does
worthwhile.
not feel exciting.
Yeah.
It does not develop the thrill because we are used to thrill. We are not okay with happiness, or we are just not okay with the shanti, I will say, peace. Shanti does not have a perfect meaning in English. Every word in every language does not have a perfect meaning in other languages. Shanti is not just peace. Shanti is altogether a different emotion. We are just not okay with shanti. We want some drama or we want some excitement in life. And we search that in dramas, we search that in films, we search that in movies, we search that in series. And in a process, we avoid because we feel fearful dealing with this fear. Conditioning. Social conditioning teaches to hide a negative emotion. This is very valid. Last time we had a session, all were boys, no girls were there. So I told them in the session that you guys are being constantly told to be in a certain way in a society. Chokro થઈને રડે છે. Asavri, it means boys can't cry. लड़का होके रोता है तो They have been told this left and right that crying is a natural thing, is a common thing. See, in this session, I had a tears twice. It's a normal thing. It's a normal human thing. And men are not allowed to feel that way. It's a tragedy. I feel it's a tragedy. They are not allowed to cry. Cry is a basic, simple emotion. It's a simple thing. And boys are being judged by that, not just by other people, but even by their friends. So I'm saying especially by their friends. If they start crying, na, their friend will say, "Yeah, tu so chokro thai na." It means, like, you are boy, why you are crying? You are man, you know? So man is what? Man is not a person or human. Man is something beyond human, right? This is like, sometimes I should not laugh, but I laugh because considering that I laugh in the face, sometimes in the face of a tragedy. This is a tragedy. You can't cry. You're not allowed to cry. So what happens when they are alone, when in their bathroom, in their bedroom, they can't even cry in that space as well. That no one is watching you. No one is there to watch you. In that space also you can't cry. If someone close to you died and you are not able to shed few tears, there is a therapy, if they don't cry now, they will make you cry. They say the person, someone is dying, and if you are not crying and you are not emotionally reacting, the other people will make sure that you cry. Because that cry needs to come out. Why? So that it releases those emotions. If someone died close to you and if you don't cry, there are two things. Either you are not close to that person mentally, or you are too close to that person, that you are not accepting that the person is gone. And even if you are accepting, you are holding that, you know, I can't cry. And some people are like, they are in shock. They don't know what is happening. So other people forcefully make them cry. Otherwise, this shock will continue for years and will spoil their life. They can't function like a normal human being. They will not eat, they will not do what normally we do in day-to-day life in routine. And that's how depression comes. So this is a social conditioning. Men here are able to strongly, I think, relate to it. What happens in social conditioning, how they are being conditioned. They don't have this leeway to even feel their emotions. Because emotions is something that they feel is for weak. Actually, emotions is something which gives you strength. You derive your strength from your emotions, because strength is also a kind of an emotion. So if you don't feel the other end, if you there is a complete spectrum, there is a whole package. If you are eating a sandwich and if you're really hungry, you will eat the whole sandwich. No one will be like, I will leave the half part, I will leave this part, I will this leave part. Unless you don't like it, okay. But ultimately, if you are hungry, you will eat whole part. So if you are on this life, you have to feel both the emotions, the darker one as well and the lighter one as well. That's what will make you feel alive. You need to feel it. You can't just avoid it. So last one is avoidance. It leads to inner conflict, anxiety, and reactive behavior. If I'm avoiding something, if I'm not feeling it. If I'm like something, if I'm going for the session, if I'm going for an interview, and I have not accepted that I am not prepared, and the interviewer started questioning, and I'm out of words and out of, I've gone with full confidence, and I'm fully confident, and I'm not accepting the fact that I need to prepare or I need to do this. I've gone with a, pride that I know everything. And when the interviewer start asking questions, your anxiety comes in, it kicks in. So first question you don't know, second question you know, third question you know, then also words will not come out of your mouth. You are not prepared. You avoided feeling that, you avoided that situation with your arrogance or ignorance, because you are not aware with what you know, what actually you know, and you have not accepted that there are certain things that you don't know, and you have not prepared. Some people don't even have that awareness, and mostly there is something called imposter syndrome. Mostly women suffer with it, men also suffer with it. Syndrome is something that you feel like you are not worth it. Like Asavri is also feeling, but I will not term it as a imposter syndrome. But you feel like imposter. Means if you are going for a job and you are doing a job of accountant, you are well qualified CA and you are doing that job. But somewhere, if you don't know that one thing, you feel like that I don't know that one thing. Am I good CA? I know 10 things, but I don't know that one thing. Am I good? See, I will ask myself, I question myself. That's what happens. That happens with me as well. And I've seen maximum women, because what happens when there is a job opening, 10 requirements are there listed in the job. 10 requirements, that's a survey actually. 10 postings, 10 requirements are there for that particular job. I'm talking about the survey of this imposter syndrome in difference in men and women. So when job is posted and 10 requirements are being mentioned, the men will apply even if they know 5 or 6. Women will mostly don't apply unless until they know 9 to 10. Even some people don't apply even they don't know one requirement which is being posted. So, for example, I am talking about IT requirement, and they say that job monitoring and job execution and something job tweaking or something they have mentioned. If I don't know that job tweaking or something, one small thing I don't know, I will not apply. Men will confidently apply. They will like, I will learn on job, but I know this 5 6 things. This will learn on job. And they have imposter syndrome that this is requirement which is being posted, and I am of that level and I don't know this one thing. Am I qualified enough? So this is what happens. So coming back to the slide. So what happens when you avoid your shadow? It leads to inner conflict, because your inner and outer world don't match. Like I'm talking about the interview. Inner conflict starts happen once the interview gets over. Where I went wrong. That inner conflict starts. Anxiety starts when interview starts. When you don't know the first question itself. After that, my reactive behavior will start with my friends. I'll become sad, or I'll become angry that why I did not prepare. Certain times I become angry with that person, and the person will say that what bad I did, मैंने क्या किया है? Why you are behaving like this with me? But it's simply a projection. It's simply a reaction to what has happened 1 hour before. When 1 hour before the interview has happened. So that feeling of not performing well, that anger, that frustration comes out to the person that I'm interacting with. For example, I'm giving interview. If I'm interacting with my best friend after 1 hour, I might be irritated and I might react in an irritated manner, and that person will say that what I did bad. But if the person is my best friend, sometimes they will understand and they will want to calm down that aspect. If we are lucky if we have that kind of friends who understand that and calm that down. But see, apart from our body, no one, even if we have expectation, but no one is responsible for your emotions. No one. Whatever emotions I have, I am responsible. Yeah, they might be the source, but I am the one who is responsible. They might be the reason, but I am the one who is having those emotions. I need to work through it. I have that responsibility. No one has responsibility to make me laugh, to make me happy. I might have that expectation from my best friend that the person should make me happy, but it's not their responsibility. No one in this world has a responsibility to make you happy. Some people might not know what makes you happy. So how that can be a responsibility if they don't know the requirement itself? We can go to the next slide. So yeah, how we will overcome the shadow. What we actually do with the shadow is we avoid it. But what actually we need to do with shadow is we need to confront it. So what we need to do? What are the emotions? Basically, sad, fear, and anger. Person is feeling sad. Sadness is there. Person is feeling angry. The person is feeling fear. How we are going to redefine? How we are going to confront it? We need to redefine it. We have some unmet needs that we need to check. We need to label it. That's what we are going to do. In after a break, we will have an exercise, and that's what the exercise. That's what a question that I'm going to give you. Anita ma'am and Asavri and Ashwin, all please note this down. There was an exercise that was given in the last session that you have to come up with the emotion and the statement that comes in your mind. So there is some emotion that you need to pick it up, whether it's an anger or a sadness or a fear. I will call it as the something which you have faced last week, or something which is recent, or something which is not persistent, that once it came but still it somewhere bothers you. You have to pick up that emotion and you have to pick up the statement which is coming.
Okay, I have phrased that thing which I'm messaging on the group here on chat. Let me know if it is
Yeah,
correct.
that would be more helpful.
Or you can correct it if it's not making sense according to you. Message.
Yes. So Janish, did you did you do this?
Yes, I mean, I have thought of it, but there are so many emotions. There's not one emotion which triggers.
Yeah, but we can't work with everything. We have to work with one in this session. So we have to pick out. We will meet at 10:15.
Okay.
So for example, I have anger. Okay. This is an emotion. And the statement is why they are behaving, why they are behaving this way. Now I will give you the context of this. Anger is the emotion, and the statement which is coming in my mind is this. Right? In another way, why they are behaving with this way, or why this is happening to me, or why they are behaving this way with me. Right? Now, context I will give you why I'm talking like this. So for example, I was very angry with my dad for a few years. because something has happened in our family, and sometimes anger comes to me. Even sometimes it is not my fault. So the feeling was of anger, and the statement was, why is behaving with this way with me? There is a lot of work which I did in past few years that I have overcome, and now I can see my parents as a human beings, adults who have grown up with their own traumas, with their own struggles. I can empathize with them. I can now relate with them, considering when they were young, what they were thinking, how they were thinking. I'm thinking someone who might be in their 20s and struggling to find a career. I can see my dad as someone who was a 25-year-old and struggling for the job or finding a job, what that person will be doing. And if that person will be my friend, how I will be able to see them, not just as dad. So I did lot of work in that will take lots of sessions, this kind of sessions to work through. Hence, this I've given you this one because this is what I can remember as of now. But we will pick up small thing like anger, and we can pick up something like a small fight with my boss or something like that. So why he's angry with me, right? So this is a homework. You have to come back on 10:15, and you have to come back with this. We will have this exercise. And Jenish, you have to create a breakout room for each one of us. And yeah, by the way, you have to bring one dupatta with you. Okay. Neeta ma'am, Sauri, Ashwin, you have to bring one dupatta with you for
Okay.
this exercise. Okay. So we will meet at 10:15. Hello. Let's wait for a minute.
Okay.
Mm.
Ashwin, can you come on the camera?
If on camera, it will be more effective.
Viral is rejoining. I just called him. His internet has been down, so he's rejoining. He'll take
Okay.
a couple of minutes.
Okay. Ganesh, please share the PPT.
Yes.
Go to next slide. Go to next slide. Okay. Okay. Go back. Okay.
Ashwin, are you there?
Hello, Ashwin. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear
Can
me?
you come on camera?
Okay, just a second.
Okay.
Yeah, today my wife is not there, so I can come on camera.
Okay.
Okay, here goes. Yeah,
Hi, Ashwin. Nice to see you.
yeah. By the way, your camera is off.
Yeah, just a minute.
We should wait for Viral, or how we should start. You're on mute, Shika.
Sorry. Neeta ma'am is coming.
I'm not sure. I will call her too.
Hope you all bring dupatta. If not, please bring out the dupattas. Or any handkerchief is also okay. Okay.
Viral is here. Need,
Only
you-
Neeta ma'am is out there, no? Should we
Yeah.
start our exercise?
I think yes, because anyway we are recording this thing, so
Okay.
yeah, it will be useful when they watch.
Um, Everyone have your dupatta or whatever handkerchief you have. Yeah. Even if you are not able to position your camera, please stand up. You have the emotion and the statement in your mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have handkerchief, tie on your head. And if you have a dupatta, tie on your waist. Guys, you are soldiers now. Like in older times, there were soldiers of a Maharaja, like, so consider yourself a part of a Shivaji Maharaj Sena. And consider that someone from outside your country is coming into your country and want to invade it, want to destroy it. I'm really meaning it. Someone is coming at your door and you want to fight that enemy. Consider yourself with Chandrasekhar Azad or someone who's participate or a part of that gang who's fighting the Britishers. Chandrasekhar Azad, Subhash Chandra Bose, Bhagat Singh. You are going to protect your motherland. Consider someone in front of you or at the side of you as a British soldier. Okay? Consider a side of you. Like, I'll turn. Everyone turn. Consider the other person. Here, consider something. Consider the person as a British soldier who has come and want to take your motherland. So everyone turn to your left or right, whatever position you are comfortable. Consider something here. Imagine that person as a British soldier who is going to harm you and your motherland. What do you do if someone wants to harm your mother or your wife or your sister? Now that British soldier is having that emotion, what you have noted down, and also that person is repeating that statement to you. As I mentioned, anger and why this happening with me. That person is shouting why this happening with me, and that person is having that anger. You have to really imagine a person beside you who is who is harming you and your family. If I want to protect, I have to murder that person. This will not be called murder, but a act of self-defense. This might sound weird to you, but you have to really imagine if you want this exercise to work. You have to really imagine a person beside you who is a British soldier, want to harm your land, is constantly uttering the emotion that you're constantly feeling and also constantly repeating the statement which is constantly going on your mind. That person is having the anger and constantly repeating to me why they are behaving this way with me. I have a dagger with me, right? I have a small dagger or a small piece of a knife with me. We are soldiers, we have a daggers, right? Imagine that dagger in your right hand. Pull out that dagger beside your waist. Those who have tied the dupatta, please take out your knives now. Imaginary knife. Here, there is a knife. Now, every one of you will go one by one. Asavri, you will start. Then, Viral, you start. And then, Ashwin, you. Okay? So, what I am going to do, I am going to stab that person on neck. That's a quickest and a sure shot death of that person. So what I'm saying, while daggering that person, I am saying that person is not a person but my emotion and my statement. And I'm daggering that, I'm killing that, saying you die. When I'm doing that, I'll say you die. Now all come into a position, take out your knife from your waist where you have tied the dupatta. Okay. And wow, Viral by nice, you have a remote. So take that one, strongly hold, very tightly hold it. Ashok, you start and just on your microphone, while dabbing, say, you die. Imagine your anger and everything is going on, dying. Imagine in front of yourself, it is dying. That statement is dying, is going away, is vanishing. When you dagger it,
You die.
when you stomp on the neck, when you stomp on the neck, you say you die. Ashok, repeat it 3 times and shout it. You die,
You die. You die. You die.
Hello, Shika. Just give me.
Her internet connection was gone. Actually,
She is there. I can see that she is on the call.
she joined from her phone, I guess. There are two connections now.
Hello all. Sorry, my connection is went off. I have joined from other. Okay. Okay, there are two of me. Okay, wait. Let me go from here. Okay, let it be what it is. Now, Asavri, take out the knife and dab it 3 times and say you die, and shout it.
You die. You die. You die.
Yes. Now close your eyes.
Close my
Exhale.
eyes.
Yeah, close your eyes, Asavri. Leave that knife. Throw away the knife. Inhale. While exhaling, feel that emotion going out of your body. Inhale. Inhale. There is some. Yeah. It is gone. Yeah, Asam, remove yourself. Something has gone wrong. Wait.
There is echo, Shika.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it is better.
Yeah, I left from the other thing.
It
Asavri.
did feel a bit better.
Hmm?
It did feel better.
Yeah. Now you have to do this 5 times. Mute your mic and you can also go off camera as well. Do this 5 times. Inhale and exhale, feeling that emotion is coming out of your body.
Okay.
Everywhere, wherever you're feeling it, in your stomach, in your mind, in your heart, in your hands, or in your legs. Let it come it out from your body into air, from your mouth into air.
Okay.
Okay. You can go off camera and do this exercise. Go on mute as well. Yeah. Viral bhai, take your position.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now consider the person is going to harm you, is going to stab you with a knife. Now you have catch his hand. Catch his hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Put that hand down. Put that hand down. Yeah. By putting the hand down, twist the hand. Twist it. Yeah. Now, on his neck or that person's neck, stab 3 times, say shout, and imagine that person as whatever feeling you have, and the person is uttering that statement. And while the person is uttering the statement, you are stabbing him. You die, you die, you die.
You die, you die, you die.
Yeah. Now, close your eyes. Leave the hand, leave the knife, leave everything. Leave the hand, leave the knife. Close your eyes. Feel that emotion wherever it is, in your back, in your shoulders, wherever it you are feeling. Now exhale that. Let it come out. Now you can mute your mic and camera. Sit down, close your eyes, and do this 5 times. What I've told you. Close the eyes, feel the emotion, and while feeling the emotion, when you are filled, exhale. Okay. Even if anger, feel the angriness, and when it is maximum, release. Do this at least 5 times. Literally go to the instance where you felt that first time. Okay, guys? Yeah, Shwin. Take your position.
Die. You die.
Yeah.
You die. You die.
Do as much time. If you feel like you want to do 10 times, do it 10 times as well. If you want to make that person die,
You
that
die.
feeling die,
You die.
that statement die. Right?
Actually, okay, fine. I'll tell you later. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Do
You
this.
die.
Do
You
this.
die. You die. You die.
Now person is dead. The feeling
Okay.
is dead. Everything is dead. Now close your eyes. Feel that instance where this you feel this emotion for the first time. Feel that completely and let it out while exhaling. Close your eyes. Go back to the time or go back to the instance where you felt it. Maximum. Feel it. Now you feel it. When you feel maximum, try to exhale it out from your body. Wherever you feel your back, your legs, your neck, wherever you feel it. Now also you can go off camera and mute yourself and do this. Do this 5 times or do as many as time as you want till you feel little bit lighter. Okay, guys, we will do this. We'll give 5 minutes, 2 minutes to you all. If you feel thirsty, have water as well. Okay. Most of people feel thirsty doing this. If you are done, you can say you are done. Then we'll start.
I'm done, but I couldn't concentrate.
Good. Feel it. Feel this. Feel this and let it go.
Letting go is the problem itself.
Yeah, for that you have to calm down. You have to concentrate on your breath. You have to imagine it like a water is falling from the height. It's like a waterfall. It has to go down because there is a gravity. We are living on the planet where water is not flowing upwards, it's just for flowing down. No one has seen water flowing up, right? It is always flowing down. Imagine these emotions are water flowing down. It has to go down, it has to go away from your system, it has to pour out from your body. Imagine that emotions are mixed with the water and coming out. Guys, don't drink water unless until you go away with this feeling. As of now, don't drink water. Ashwin, especially, don't drink water as of now. If you have taken a sip, it's okay, but at least for half an hour, don't drink anything or eat anything. This emotion or whatever this feeling you had, its time is up now. It has to go. There is no other way. It has served its purpose. Yes, this feeling also had a purpose. It has served its purpose and now it has to go away. It is unwelcome guest. The guest has to go away. If not, you have to send them back and close the door. This has to go away. This has to go away now. This feeling, this emotion has to go away now. You don't need it. You don't need it. Whatever it is there, you don't need it. It has to go away. You don't have to hold on to it. It has to go away. It has to go away. If you are done, just let me know.
And just like Ashwin, hard to let it go.
It has to go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm repeating. It has to go.
I get such kind of thoughts 90% of the time, by the way. This is my biggest problem.
That's why I told you to pick up something which is small. Because if something which is very consistent and very persistent, we have to go through various sessions to work towards it. It will take time. That's why if you remember, I pointed out to take one emotion and one statement which is very recent and which is not persistent. What this will do, what It does not mean it will not work. It will work, but what it will do, imagine it as a person. You have imagined it as a British soldier, right? Who has come to loot your motherland and want to harm you. If it is a long, persistent one, at least you have cut his limbs off. You have cut his hand. One hand at least. You have cut his legs. That's why we are focusing on the neck. We want to make it die. Now, the feeling and the statement has no longer its purpose in your life. It has to go away. It has to go away. And it is gone now. It has lost its power. Within 10 to 15 minutes, we are going to end this session. And at the end of the session, I'm going to give you certain questions to work this through. How we are going to work with this emotion. So right now, what we did, we label it. We labeled or we confront. Right now, we confront the shadow. Right now, we all did. We have labeled it. Labeling is one of the initial steps of awareness. We have stepped into that awareness. Also, we have stepped into our acceptance as well, that we have this feeling. We are going to give this feeling a name. We just not named it, we also have realized it, and we also have killed it. The feeling is dying in front of you. Slowly and gradually, it's having its death. For some, it is instant death. For some, Ashwin, it is slow death. That feeling is dying slowly. But that death is already started. It's already triggered. Because you have killed it. Just today, you have killed it. Slowly, gradually, it's approaching its death. In few days, you're going to feel it. Jenish, next slide. Right, we had a timeout. Next slide. Okay. So right now, what we did is we confront the shadow, right? Now we have to embrace it. Now, Viral Bhai, Ashwin Bhai will be thinking, you just made us kill our feelings, and now you are telling us to embrace us. It's like hugging a dead body. What's the use? Right? We need to bid a farewell to that dead body, right? We need to burn the body now.
I was thinking I am being too harsh with me.
Now, Viral Bhai, that has started for you. Once that feeling is dying, this is started for you. You realized it now that you have been harsh with yourself. Because that feeling is killed. Now, as the feeling is dying, you are realizing that what you've been doing to yourself, what that feeling was doing to you, your body, your personality, your behavior, and in turn affecting your relationships, your family, and people around you. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if I would have done this before you die. And before that, I would have just, kept my mind. If I would done that exercise before that, I wouldn't have done that.
Hmm. But right now you did it. Just now you did it.
Yes, yeah.
You killed it. You literally killed it. Now, metaphorically or in conscious level, it is the statement has gone to your consciousness. Slowly and gradually, why we are not taking something which was deeply buried, because something which is deeply buried has transferred from our consciousness to subconsciousness. And when it goes to subconsciousness, it's very difficult to work on the subconsciousness. And it takes repeated patterns and repeated thoughts to work on it. Something which is deeply buried, like if in sea I go, if and I want to find a pearl, I have to go deep to find pearl. And the deeper I go, the more time it will take and more time to come out. So here, if I'm taking something which is deeply buried in my consciousness, some emotion, and if I'm taking out, it will also have repercussions. Repercussions as in sometimes you have realizations, sometimes you have an anger, and sometimes you are not feeling happy or okay with it. But you have to make yourself understand it's okay to be angry, it's okay to feel disappointed. Now you're saying that you are harsh with yourself, right? Little by now you are understanding that you did something wrong. Now you feel regret. Now the feeling of regret is come, right or not? Like why I did this with myself. You feel it's a lost time for you.
Right.
But you have to tell yourself, that's what I'm saying. In coming few weeks, not just days, in coming few weeks, all these feelings will come, and you have to just witness it as a third person. You have to just witness it. Witness it. It's okay. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel this way. But I have to let go this feeling now. I have
But
to
the
let it go.
actions following that feeling, I mean, how to control that? I
That
have
will come into next slide. What we are going to do.
okay.
First, we have to embrace it. First, you have to accept it that we had that emotion and be okay with it. We don't have to regret, we don't have to feel guilt, and we don't have to shame ourselves. We are constantly shaming, constantly judging ourselves. कि मैंने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया, मैंने मेरी सेहत बिगाड़ दी, मैंने मेरे साथ तो इतना गलत किया. This comes with a strong sense of guilt. Guilt, which is again which is very one of the worst form of emotions that a person can feel. And especially guilt for others is big, doing something bad to others. But guilt, if we do something bad to ourselves, is much higher. It's much greater. So उस guilt से कैसे work करना है? For example, I used to have constantly negative thoughts about my health and something like when I was not well. And in a cycle, I was creating more such things for myself. And I was feeling guilt. Okay, why I'm doing this? So this guilt is again making a cycle. So it has become a cycle. So I have to break the cycle. And how I can break the cycle? By accepting it, by embracing it. कोई हमारा दोस्त नाराज होता है, कोई नाराज हो जाता है, उसको अगर मनाना हो तो हम उसको हग कर क्या चल गले मिल लेते हैं. This all things, whether it's guilt, shame, all those things are part of me. I have to accept. I have to respect it. It was harming me, but I have to respect it. Yeah, I was feeling that way. It's okay. I don't have to shame myself. So, coming back to the slide, embracing our shadows, integrating the shadow makes you more compassionate toward yourself and others. See, Viral bhai, you have taken that step. You realized that you did something wrong to yourself. That is being compassionate about towards yourself. Now you are be compassionate to others as well. Now you are able to see those patterns in others as well when you have seen it in yours. Now, if someone is angry, sometimes if you are aware of about yourself, now you will feel empathy for other people. Okay, yaar, this person is going through this thing. I understand. Now you are able to justify their anger as well. Okay, this person is going through this. I feel empathy for them. Now that thing you will not take personally because that awareness has come into you with yourself. So this is the next step. Compassionate towards yourself and others. Yourself, you have started. This is the first step, Viral Bhai. The next step will come in few weeks where you feel that for others as well. If someone is going through the same thing which you are going through, you can feel empathy for them. You can able to support them because now you have supported yourself. You have empowered yourself. You are working that. Now you are able to empower that other person. If someone close to you have lost their job, you are able to have that empathy. You will be able to stand for them. You will not shame them. You will not make them fearful. You will say, I understand that. I understand this feeling. I'm standing with you. If you need any reference, I will help you. Don't get discouraged. Try to get certification. Try to do these things. Give them ideas. And even if they are feeling it, you will not shame it. Even if they feel like crying about it, you will not shame it. It's okay to cry. If you don't feel comfortable, go to the bathroom and cry. But let this out. Feel this. Because what happens if I am not feeling something today, it will not leave me till the day I die. It will come in another form. Because universe has a weird way of teaching our lessons. If we have not learned in that point, the same lesson it is going to make us learn repeatedly, time after time. Same lesson, another face, another person. So we have to start learning our lessons, start learning or facing our emotions to go ahead. So that comes with self-acceptance, leads to emotional strength and inner harmony. Now, Asavri, what you are feeling as of now?
Mm, it felt better when I said kill it, kill it, kill it. Die, 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 करके. But now I feel like I'm feeling I should work harder on things which make me feel competent.
Okay. So when Asavri, what will happen when you start working on yourself, when you start being competent, you will automatically start eating less. You will not feel hungry that much.
Mm,
And that will come for you within few weeks.
yes.
You know, one of the psychology of weight gain is we want to hold on to something,
We want
even
to.
even if it is weight. We want to hold on to something,
Mm-hmm.
even if it is a weight. So in your case, you have let go this feeling,
Mm,
and this feeling is slowly and gradually dying inside of you. Now, what will happen? You are able to see things inside of yourself. First, it will come to yourself. After a few weeks, you are able to see with others as well. You will be able to see someone who is doing the same thing with them. You will meet people who are also feeling the same way. So you are admitting that you are feeling this is it takes a lot of courage. You need to pat yourself, pat your back. It takes a lot of courage to admit or to feel or to express this in front of others. I don't think so. There are not many much people who don't feel this way. So many people are feeling worthless, but they will not admit it. Admitting to yourself is awareness, but admitting in front of other takes lot of courage. And when you do it, it start slowly and gradually start going away. And now when you have killed it, it's slowly and gradually dying. And when it is completely gone away, you will be very different person. But while it's dying, you will start seeing yourself from another angle. You will see Asavri not as a person, just as a worthless. You will see Asavri a person who is also able to do those 10 different things which I mentioned earlier, right? Those 10 different skills which are mentioned, you will focus on the 6 skills that you know, rather than focusing on those 4 skills that you don't know. And slowly and gradually, you will know all 10. And Asavri, there are hundreds things that you will don't know. And in future, you are going to again see there are so many things that you don't know. But that will not decide your worth. Your worth will not be decided by the things you know or the things you own. Your presence itself is worthy. You are understanding what I'm saying right now, as of now?
Yes,
Your worth, whatever you are calculating in your mind, judging in your mind, depending on the things you know or you don't know, or the things you own or don't own, it's not defining your worth.
I'm trying to calculate it by finding something tangible.
Yeah, it is not tangible, it's intangible. You're priceless and you want to give a price tag to that. How it can possible? How it is possible, you tell me? Something which is priceless, which is something you can't put a price tag on, how can you define it? Also, your worth is not defined how other people is treating you. How other person is treating you is defining their behavior, their reflection, and their personality. Even you being nice, the other person is not treating you right, it means it defines their character and that their personality, not you. Your worth is not dependent on things, especially tangibles, not at all. It's like I'm living with someone who is having crores of rupees, and I'm living in their house, but they are not even like I'm living in their house as a guest. I'm going for 2 days, and they are not feeding me, means they are not offering food to me.
And
And
this feeling contributes to whatever I cannot do anything worthwhile in life, and whatever I do is meaningless. That's why even my work is incompetent.
yes,
It's more of a cycle now because of one emotion.
yeah. So now cycle has break. Somewhere it is punctured.
Mm.
Today you have put a puncture into it. You have killed it. Now tire will go away. In some days that cycle will stop working. The puncture goes down, still the cycle moves little bit, but slowly and gradually it will die. It will stop moving forward. The cycle has started for you. The first step is right now you are telling me this. So even if I'm living with someone who is crore, coming back to the example, if I'm going to someone's house and they are not even offering me food, even if I'm their guest, it's not compulsory, but they are not welcoming me. And even if I'm going to someone who is just having one bedroom and they are offering me food, they are offering me love, kindness. You see, in terms of tangibility, the one is who is crorepati have so much tangible items, and the one who's having just one BHK have very less tangible items, but it's having big heart. So in terms of tangibility, for me, the person who's just having 1 BHK is more worthy than the person who is not worthy, but loving, whom I have loved to meet. Will be the person who's having that 1 BHK. I will go to his or her house whenever I want to meet that person regularly, because that person is so welcoming. And these things are not tangible. If someone who's having so many materialistic things does not make them worthy. And worthiness is something which is so priceless that even if I'm not doing anything for others, I'm still worthy. Even if that 1 BHK person is not doing anything for me, it's just being kind to me, still that person is worthy. Even the person is not useful, is not doing anything, even the person who's on bed on coma for 5 years is still worthy. Right? As long as I'm alive, I'm worthy. As long as I'm breathing, I'm worthy. You need to accept yourself. You need to accept yourself, however or whoever you are being with, or whoever you are. So self acceptance leads to emotional strength and inner harmony. Yeah, sure, Ashwin. We have come to the close. Bye.
Yeah, goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, just give me your feedback in the group or okay?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. So we were just coming to the closure. So share real life stories or personalities who embrace their flaws and transform. So I'll give you homework. Janish will post in a group. I'll give you 2, 3 personalities. Just go through their biographies or try to go have some short videos on them. Just watch it and understand how they have dealt with their things, how they have dealt with poverty, how they have dealt with the dire circumstances in their life, and still they are able to maintain their self. They have not let the darker self overcome them. Still, the lack of resources, lack of money have not turned them into a devil person and turned them into a greedy person. So we're going to share those things. And going to the next slide, I think that's the last one. So coming to the end of the session, there are 3 things that shadow works with. Suppressed self. Suppressed self is something which is being suppressed by their parents, by their grandparents, or someone close to them, or their bosses, or someone in the hierarchy which is up to them. Try to suppress them. When someone suppresses me, I'm not able to develop my personality. I'm not able to develop myself, or I'm not able to see myself. I'm not able to express myself. So that is a suppressed self. That is the third part. That the last part was there where shadow works will apply. The second one was a negative that we did now, right? Negative emotions plus darker emotions. So we have picked up the darker emotions. We have also picked up the few negative emotions, and there's a negative thoughts. We have picked up the negative thoughts surrounding with the darker emotions. But there is a separate session that we can work on the negative self as well, negative thoughts as well. So we have picked up the darker emotion, that is anger, shame, fear, all those things we have picked up. Unworthiness, right, Asavri, that you might have picked up. So that feeling is also one of the part of a darker self, darker emotions that we have picked up. Also, there is something called unmet needs. during your childhood. That will also take few sessions to work through. So what we did now is only the 10 to 20% of a shadow work. This will require a longer time and much stronger commitment to work through. Today, you have just identified one emotion. There are so many emotions inside of you where you can identify and work on it. Now, I will suggest two things. One is a journaling. Journaling your end of the day. How was your day? What kind of feelings you felt and why you felt it. For example, I went to today, my day was good, but I felt little bit angry because the person has said this and I felt that. The person is trying to shame me and trying to make me feel bad about me, right? And this has triggered something inside of me, means this has triggered like I am not good enough, right? So I have to work through that emotion of I am not feeling good enough. So journaling is something, is a part of a awareness. And when you do constant awareness, along with this, acceptance will come, and slowly and gradually you will work on thoughts. So Asavri, if you're having this constant thought of unworthiness, right? You have to do what you have to do. You have to repeat those whenever that statement comes in your mind. You have to say cancel, clear, delete, and you have to replace it with the thought that I am worthy. I am worthy. This is a kind of an affirmations that you are giving to train your mind. So second thing is first is journaling, second is affirmations.
Right. Okay.
Right? So you have to
Journaling.
daily journal your feelings and you have to do affirmation. If I am not feeling worthy, I have to affirm that I am worthy. If um I'm feeling that I don't have enough things, I'm feeling worthless, then I have to feel that I'm grateful. And you have to constantly point out the things currently you have. For example, if you feel like I don't have this much money, then you have to point out the things you currently have. For example, you have a roof over your head, you have a fan, you have a, at least you have a bed to sleep on, you have a food on your plate. To start being grateful, whatever small thing, if you have your eyes, it's not a small thing. Eyes is a very big thing. Ask to people who don't have eyes, you who are blind, ask to them. Your legs, your body, your people, some people have died in the morning. Most of the people who go to the sleep don't wake up the next morning. And you are the one of them who has waken up and who is living this day. It's a very big deal. So start being grateful for the day you are living in. So when you have start living or journaling your feelings, it means you are alive, you have lived your life, and you have lived a day. Start being grateful about it. Journaling, affirmation, and the third thing is being grateful. So whenever you're feeling this negative, start being grateful about one thing that you see in front of yourself. It can be any small thing. And if you've earned that thing, it will be, you will be feeling more proud. Like, I've earned this thing. Like, for example, you have bought a mobile phone with your own money, and you're seeing that line up like 10 years back, 20, 15 years back, you would have not imagined that you earn enough to even have a phone. This was your dream few years back. Few people have love iPhone. So now they have iPhone. Few years back, you were just imagining that you will have it, but now it's your dream and you've realized it. It's I'm not able to express in words, it's too great a feeling. And start being thankful about it, even it is small thing. Realize it was your dream few days back or few months back or few years back. It was your dream and now it has been realized in front of you. And lastly, I'm leaving you with the two questions. One is, Whatever you have noted down, the feeling that you have worked, now put a question to it: how your life would have been different if you did not have this feeling? How your life would have been different if you did not have this feeling? For Viral, by you, the feeling you had, right? That anger and whatever. If you did not have that, what opportunities you could have worked on, and how your life would have been, how stress free you would have been. Start writing that down. Okay, Viral bhai is there. So Asavri, this feeling what you had, so if that would not have been, you would not have a problem with the food, right? Your relationship with your food would be very good, right? Balanced.
Yes, it would
Yeah.
have been, and it would also be, I would have been in good health.
Right. So start noting those things down. This give you a strong cause of a death of the emotion which you kill today. These reasons will give you a solid justification, right? Again, we are coming to the justice part. We want to justify everything. I'm justifying the death of the emotion. Okay? Why it has to go away? Now it has to go away because I want to improve my health.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Asavri?
Yes.
So, write this question down. How could your life would have been different if you did not have this emotion? Okay? So first step you took, Asavri, you write down all the things that you start noting. From today, you will start noting down. Your health would have been better. You would have been able to go to the places that you wanted to go but could not do because you were not at better health at that point of time. There are opportunities that you could have taken, but because of this thing, you are not able to take because you did not have confidence enough. Because you were doubting yourself, you did not have that worth. So most of the opportunities that come your way, you did not even apply for it,
Mm. Yes, that's true.
right? You did not come into the race. If you come into the race, then the judges will be able to judge you lost it or not. You did not even apply. You lost it at that point only. They say the greater thing is the participation, right? In the childhood, they were giving certificates to all the students, not just one, not the winner, everyone. Certification of participation, certificate of participation. Sorry, what that justified that you are brave enough to participate, right? You have come into the race and you have played the game. Whether you win it or not, it's okay. If you have not win it, you will win it the next time. At least you had an experience of that game and you will take it to the another game. Now, Asavri, whatever you have lost, now you can't get it back. But whatever you have lost, if you would have participated, you would have been certainly very experienced, right? From those experiences where you have not participated,
Right.
right? You have
Yes.
lost that. Write that down as a part of this answer. So with this we have come to the end of the session, right? Thank you all. I've taken quite a time. Anyone has any questions?
Quite a lot, but
So you understand the question, no, Viral bhai?
yes, yes, yes.
Now you also started noting what could have been different, right?
Mm. So rather, I would ask questions to myself first before asking you.
See, the awareness has already started. My work is done actually, guys. Even one person is transformed here, na, and the change has happened in at least for one person in their life. My session is done, and my session is proof. And I'm very happy that at least this awareness has come, because this will play a huge role in your life in coming few days and coming few weeks, months, and years. And you will see this effect, snowball effect, turning positive snowball effect, turning into a new life experience in coming few months and years. The transformation is already started. So there are so many things that I have gone through. If someone different would have been, they might have taken their life. And if someone more stronger than me, they would have been much different place. But I feel really proud of myself as well, that I've worked like anything on myself. The kind of person I am, the kind of emotions I have, the kind of things I come with having so much emotions and so many things, I have to work extra hard on myself. But I know that if I work on extra hard on myself, I will have extra strength as well. Because strength also comes from the emotion. If you associate weakness with emotion, strength also comes from that. And slowly and gradually, you will realize that our emotion most of the time drive us. Now we have to drive our emotion. You have to understand it so that we can drive it in a correct direction. So, Janish, you have any question? We can close it. You have any closing comments?
Yeah, I don't have any question, but yes, I will have a feedback quickly from Vidal and Asavari.
Yeah.
So, Vidal, you can go first. What's your feedback? How is the session? How was the session?
Yeah, actually, I drafted it before, after our first session, but I wanted this session to complete first so that I can better put it in better words. Yeah. So, it gave me the opportunity to look into myself, my emotions, and what I'm going through. So it got me that feeling that yourself comes first before anything else. So if you are behaving in certain way, and you think about you first, that why you are doing this, instead of worrying about other people's reaction and all. So you think about yourself. So that will make you more aware about your the behavior and your emotions. Gradually, when you feel like that way, you will you know uh, make certain changes in your thinking, in your behavior before reacting to other people. So that will make your life, I would say, if it makes your life 0.1% better, that is also a big change. So yeah, that's what I took from these two sessions, and I'll keep practicing and keep doing this. And I have something, positive uh, things to take out from these two sessions. Yeah. As a topic, I love this, the thing, that's the psychology thing. So I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Viral.
Shikha, I actually had one question for you. Do we have 2 minutes?
Yeah, yeah.
The thing I told you about the woman falling down from her bike in front of me,
Hmm.
or me not really caring. It,
Hmm.
it it's not abnormal, right? It's okay to not care about external things.
You are doing this because you are so protected for yourself that you are not able to think about others. So it will come slowly and gradually to you. It does not mean that something wrong with you,
Okay.
right? First, you have to identify that what was going on inside your mind. Sometimes we freeze. There are many responses to trauma when it is happening. Any kind of abuse or any kind of trauma or any kind of accident happens, person's response is freeze, flight, or fight. A person will either fight with that thing. For example, your accident has happened. The person will start fighting with you, or the person will freeze. They will not understand what has happened. They will not even react. And
तब
the
कैसे
third
हुआ
person
था?
is the
Okay.
third is flight.
Go
They
ahead.
will fly. Most of the people, they will thrash people and they will fly. They don't want to admit that they have did something wrong. Or even if they know that they are doing something wrong, but they don't want to get caught or get punished. Right? So one of your responses might be freezing. You might not be realizing what is happening, or you might not be being aware what is going, because your
Or I
cycle
might
will be
be a
these.
bit shut down.
Yeah, shut down. That's numbing. Actually, you are in a stage of numbing yourself. I think you need to work on certain things which has caused this to you. Some kind of a trauma or some kind of thing which has pushed you into this. That's why people
There's so
don't.
many. I don't know which one now.
Yeah, so you have to work through each and everything so that you start feeling again. People try to suppress their memory. Certain times they don't want to remember. They don't want to remember. Their mind will not remember those things because they want to protect themselves. They won't see those things that will hurt themselves
Mhm.
because they are already so much hurt that they don't want to occupy that space. You are already very hurt that seeing someone else hurt, you will not even be able to see it, not able to feel it, and you will not be able to do anything unless until you are able to work through these things.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
also used to do that actually, but then I forgave myself. Actually, you need to forgive. You are not able to see that lady now who had accident. You need to forgive yourself that you are not able
I
to see that.
saw I saw her, and the first
Hmm.
thing that came to my mind was if she can yell sitting down on the road at the other guy, कि
Hmm.
आपने कट मारा है, it's like ये खुद तो उठ सकती है करके. And it's like I didn't care. I was in my own thoughts. I just listened.
Yeah,
I
because you
was
were in your own thought.
yeah.
Because we certain times I was in a phases of my life I was so depressed. I lost most of my friendships during after college because of certain things that were happened. I was so much into that zone, and then I realized that I was not there. I was expecting them with me, but I was also not there with for them after a certain point. But then I realized it's okay. That was my process of going through something and overcoming it. So it's okay. Whatever happens, happens. So what you were saying, shutting down, you're numbing yourself. You don't want to experience more bad things. You don't want to experience more those things because already you are suffering from something which is hurting you. So you have to take those things out of you one by one. So through journaling, it will help you out to take those things out of yourself. So yeah, any feedback, Asavi?
Just left or maybe disconnected.
Okay. Okay, we will end our session. She's connecting. If Kiran Bhai and all those people have joined today, they would have benefited really well. This was more important session than the first one. Okay, we will close now, Janish. Or
Okay.
she joined back.
No, Rashmin Bhai joined. Hello, Rashmin Bhai.
We have ended the session here to tell him.
Okay, we'll conclude the session then.
હેલો
Yeah, sure.
હા બોલો મેં અચાનક જ જોયું
રશ્મિન ભાઈ સેશન પતી ગયો છે હવે હમણાં બંધ જ કરીએ છે.
એવું છે ઓકે ઓકે સોરી
ઓકે
Thank you. Join કરવા માટે thank you. તમને recording મળી જશે.
Yeah, Asawari is here. We'll have a quick feedback from her and we'll conclude the session.
Sorry, my phone got switched off.
Okay, no issue.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Sika, for your
Most welcome. My feedback will be a change in your life and in your personality. That will be my feedback. And I think I am able to see that in few weeks.
yes, hopefully.
Hopefully it will come. See, you have to remember the feeling is dead now, is dying. It's completely dead.
Right. Yes.
And slowly, gradually start journaling. And the question which I've given you, start writing points to that. That will trigger a strong actions for you.
Right.
And pick up one course that will at least pick up one course this week to improve your skills.
Yes.
Okay? Do that. Okay, bye all. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Just
Thank
last
you.
information for those who are watching recording and those who are here that we are next Saturday we are having a New Year Diwali. So we'll not have a session. We'll have session next to next Saturday. That is on 9th. So I will although I will message in the group, but still I'm just announcing here, informing here.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you all.
Bye
Bye everyone. Have a nice weekend. Happy Diwali.
Yeah.